How y'all doing, man? It's Reinvention RC. I just wanted to explain to you guys. A lot of people are kind of eerie about, getting those battery packs that got 50 Cs or more. I want to explain something. I don't recommend ever doing this, but I've actually taken uh, lipo batteries apart after they've swelled up, lost all the gas in them. Basically, the lithium dried up in them. A lot of people don't realize this, but there's foil plastic. It's usually anywhere between 2 feet, 3 feet long, 4 feet, 5 feet long. I've even seen. And what they do is they take these lithium sheets, and it's basically it's like a gel. And on one side of the plastic, they have a cell. They go on the other side of the plastic, they drop the cell directly behind it. So they're not touching, but they're on the opposite end. So when you fold the plastic end over end over end over end, each one of those little cells is one cell. So if you've got 50 folds, that's 50 cells. If you've got 100 folds, that's 100 cells, and so on and so forth as it goes up. Um, what makes them extremely highly explosive is it's the chemical based reaction that the lithium ions mixing with the oxygen in our air is what makes it extremely flammable. Um, Pro tip, if your battery pack ever gets stupid hot because you ran the battery cell low, or you've plain on out put a battery pack in there that you thought was going to have a big enough C rating and it turned out that it wasn't, and that battery pack is like blazing hot. Um, First and foremost, you should always keep a lipo bag on standby so you can drop that battery in there if need be. Second, if you're in your house working on your table, always have a bowl of salt water handy. That way, if your battery pack ever decides it wants to just go and swell up real stupid big, and if you have fast enough reflexes, which I know I do for the most part, and I think pretty quick on my feet for the most part, take that battery pack quickly, hurry up and drop it in that water. As that battery pack does a chemical discharge, because water and AC or DC electricity has a perfect conductor, so it will continuously drain those cells down, and as they drain down, the heat from the lithium ion cells will then swell, make your pack get bigger and bigger and bigger. So it's important to make sure that the battery pack is completely submerged with at least 3 to 4 inches of extra water above that battery pack. Doesn't so much matter how much salt, more salt the better. The salt actually will neutralize the lithium ions and cause and stop the chemical reaction. Now the water, yes, it is H2O. It does have oxygen in there, water, and etc. But the main thing that is most important is making sure that that battery is completely submerged, so that way if it does rupture, it cannot come in contact with the air that we breathe. That air, just saying. But to get this crazy defying myth out there that lipo batteries are completely unsafe, that they just swell up and blow up at any time, that's not true. Unless you're absolutely drawing a lot of amps, like for instance, if you're taking a lipo battery and you're powering this DC 12 volt brushed motor directly to the battery, well, it's going to draw a lot of amps, and those amps is going to suck that battery voltage way down past what it's supposed to be. Unless you got a lipo alarm on, there's no real way to know. But just saying, this is a water pump that I designed and made for RC boats years ago. It's been sitting like this. It's 3D printed from PLA plastic. As you can see, it's pretty much still in grid shape. Off topic. But yeah, usually from what I've seen, there's about 35 to 55 cells per cell. So if you have a 3S pack or a 4S pack, you got 50 to 60 cells per cell. So each cell has 50 cells within that one cell. So you got 50, 100, 150, 200. Try to make this easy for a 4 cell, for 4S. So that'd be a 200 amp battery. So it has enough potential, enough kinetic energy stored in that battery that it can supply a sufficient long amp draw discharge. That's all the C rating is. It's a discharge rating. It's how big you gear your motor, how small you gear your spool will make a big, tremendous difference on if you're going to draw a really big amp spike on that curve, or if you're going to draw a little bitty tiny one way down here. And this is your voltage polarities. Now imagine a gap that's this big. I'm just saying, check your temperatures, check your battery voltages after every run, and even before that run, check everything. Top your packs off. If you charge them the night before and you're going to go out the very next day, throw them back on the charge for 10-15 minutes. Go ahead and juice them up some more. If you're running CHNLs, they're pretty accurate about staying right at the right consecutive voltage. I don't know about the other name brand SMCs that a lot of people use. I've heard good things about them, and I've heard a lot of bad things about them. But I'm telling you, from what I've tested, is that my battery cells are anywhere between less than a third of a volt under the 4.20 maximum charge. Max. If you got a battery pack that, let's say it's a 3S, and all the battery cells are 4.18, 4.17, 4.20, but your main 12.6 voltage, which is maximum charge for 3S, is not charging fully up. You need to discharge that battery on your charger, in your car, whatever you got to do. Drop those cells down to that minimum voltage of, let's say, between 3.2, 3.4 volts. Drop that voltage way down as low as you can. Once you start getting closer to that 3.2, 3.4, slow the discharge down. So it's a trickle discharge. Get them cells equal as you can discharged. Eventually they'll level out on their own. Once it's discharged, the first initial charge that every person should do, it's like buying a new cell phone. What's the say in the instructions manual? Please charge cell phone fully before you use it, because it's only charged between a quarter of a charge, half charge, or sometimes 3/4, or even a full battery. But it's always number one cause of ESC fires, battery explosions, is mostly from just thinking, okay, I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna go drag race, and I'm gonna charge up my battery cells over that 4.20 volts, and I'm gonna think, oh cool, I got a little extra power, I got 2 more volts than what it says I'm supposed to have. I got 13.6 volts or 14.6. No, that's not the case. You don't do that. Heat for lipo batteries is bad. Any heat, anything above 80 degrees Fahrenheit will cook them batteries, and it will start a chain reaction of a chemical fire. Guaranteed. Ask anybody out there, YouTube it, Google it, it's all the same. I'm just interpreting it from what I've learned over the years and trying to help y'all. Sorry, I know this is a really long video, but if you like these little stupid tutorial videos or explanation videos, whatever you want to call these, man, give me that thumbs up, man. Hit that subscribe button. Ring the bell so that way you can let me know, hey, I want you to make more video material. It's really helpful. And then drop me some comments. Be like, hey, what you said, man, was helpful. Stuff like that. Well, y'all take care now. Sorry about that blooper. But I'm 10 minutes and 5 seconds in, man. I'm gonna jump off here. It's about 2:30 in the morning here where I'm at. So I'm off to bed. But y'all take care now.